Hello and welcome to the American Society of Regional Anesthesia and Pain podcast, ASRA Wrap. I'm your host, Raj Gupta. We are live at the ASRA Fall 2024 meeting in Las Vegas, Nevada, at Caesars Palace. It's been already a meeting that's blowing us away. We've had great attendance, great science, great abstracts, a phenomenal program put together by Christy Hunt, and we're excited to see so much energy and enthusiasm behind pain medicine and the future of the field, especially with so many young people here in the field that are excited about the next advances in pain technology, pain delivery, and care of patients. So I want to introduce Ryan. Ryan's in charge of our social media for this meeting.
Yep.
Done a phenomenal job promoting it, talking about the meeting, getting people here. We've got attendance over 1,200 people. It's really excellent, and you've done a phenomenal job promoting it. Talk to me a little bit about the meeting, what you're seeing,
Yes.
what people are talking about, what's important right now,
Yeah.
and what's being presented here.
Yeah, thank you, Raj. This is, like you said, a phenomenal meeting. I think the themes say it all for the meeting. Patient access and advocacy are very key themes in pain medicine, especially in this era where insurance denials are increasing, reimbursements are decreasing. We're also wanting to recruit more and more pain fellows who have had a crisis in kind of the fellowship aspect of things too. So I think the meeting has highlighted those themes in multiple different ways. The format of the different kind of materials that have been conveyed in this meeting have also been excellent. So I think I'm just thrilled to be at this meeting. And in terms of the social media team too, we had a very, very cohesive team of attendings, fellows, residents, nurses. It was a very diverse staff, and that really helped promote the meeting very well. I'm excited to hear we have reached record numbers for this meeting, and thrilled to be here. So.
And one thing I think that was really emphasized at the beginning is every session, from the beginning of the meeting all the way through the end, has practical aspects.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
It's not just the theoretical, it's not just the science, which is very important, but that science is paired with the translation into real practice,
Correct.
Concrete things that you can take home with you and execute right away.
Correct.
To make your practice stronger, more diversified, and more stable in an unstable financial situation.
And that's what I love about ASRA. I consider ASRA the best pain society there is, the premier pain society.
Yeah.
Not everything, in pain medicine we should accept. We should always challenge, we should always innovate, we should always find ways to change practice. And I think at ASRA, you could kind of carry out that discourse and kind of make that change. And this is a place to be to discuss it with those type of experts here. This is a place to be at. So.
Yeah. Why don't we bring some of the other people in and talk about their experience here? Just switch places over here.
So Crystal, let's start off with you. So you are a resident right now. You are currently applying to Pain Fellowship. Tell us a little bit about your experience in that and how ASRA has kind of helped you grow in that.
So I actually joined ASRA when I was an intern. I was very much interested in pain medicine from the beginning of residency. I actually then joined the resident fellows section, also known as the RFC. I then became the social media subcommittee co-chair, working alongside with you. Actually, this year was really great and fun. And then now I'm chair-elect. So I felt like many times ASRA has helped me become, one, not only an advocate in pain medicine, but really develop my knowledge, my medical education, but also ultimately become a leader.
That's amazing. Let's go to you, Dr. Herr. So we have Dr. Francois Herr here from Mayo Clinic. So from an early career perspective, so you have been as an attending for 3 years now. Tell us a little bit about your involvement with ASRA, and then kind of what you hope to get most out of this meeting.
Yeah, so I am not part of any committees, but I am looking forward to any ASRA meeting because of the connection that I can build with the residents and the fellows. And with that, we have built bridges in terms of collaborations to do research, to do projects together, not just within my own institution, but also beyond my institution, and getting to know the broader practice beyond just the Mayo Clinic. And that's something that I look forward to every year.
That's amazing. And then in terms of the pain field, there's so many things going on, right? Obviously, the theme of this meeting is advocacy, patient access. What other things you think are big topics and big things that are impacting our field of pain medicine currently.
Yeah, I
and
think-
you could talk about anything, education
Yeah.
versus practice, anything.
Yeah, I think that like in terms of the day-to-day practice with insurance changes, it has been like a catch-up game for us in the practice, trying to get the best care for our patients while so that they still can get the insurance coverage. And then in terms of education, I think that there's so many changes, from getting to know the residents to getting matched to the fellowship and then working with them every day. And that process has changed since COVID to now with the virtual interviews and not so much of you getting to know the residents and before they even come. And I think that has been a challenge, but coming to here, we see and meet a lot of the residents, and that also opens doors and also getting to know them. That helps us into the selection process.
What do you think about some of the magic show that just went on? What do you think about some of the props that we have going on in this meeting?
I think that Astra is putting on a show. Would bring some of the magicians around to show what they can do, and I've been pretty amazed.
That's awesome. We'll take it over to Michael here. So Michael, you are currently a fellow.
I am at University of Illinois Chicago.
Tell us, you've obviously worked in research with me. I know you've been very productive in that. Tell us what you're doing at this meeting in terms of getting involved with the society and what things you have planned for this meeting.
Yeah, so again with ASRA, always some really good networking opportunities. I was part of the resident selection committee as well when I was a resident, and I'm just continuing that this year. So my program director's here. A lot of other faculty, good to catch up with them. So going to go to some talks and just continue to take advantage of the networking opportunity that ASRA always provides.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
What's the next step for you?
Oh, I am looking for a job. So
Awesome.
Navy veteran here, and now I'm loving civilian fellowship, and so I'm looking all over. I'm really excited.
That's great. I'm so excited for you, Michael.
Yeah.
I'm excited for your next steps here.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So I want to point out a couple of things with the society that you came up in your conversation here. So there's a lot that the society is doing to help junior faculty, fellows, and trainees. Obviously, we have the meet and greet for residents and fellows that are looking at programs or they're looking for networking opportunities for jobs and things like that. So lots of people represented at this meeting, and that face-to-face time can be so valuable in making that connection, and can, especially in a virtual world, a handshake and a face-to-face moment of talking can go a long way.
Absolutely.
And so we value that in-person experience, that in-person networking. But the society is not leaving just the meeting as the thing that's for the community, right? So we're investing in a lot of things that help the community. Maybe that's not always obvious. So you talked about struggles in practice. ASRA Pain Medicine has really invested in advocacy at the AMA, with CPT, with RUC, with CMS, to make sure that our population of patients, our population of providers, has their voice heard. We have seats at these places. It's not that we're just sending in letters anymore. We're actually sitting in these houses and these delegates. We have voting privileges in these spaces, and it's already making a difference with new CPT codes, new opportunities for people to bill for procedures that they value, patients value, but we haven't gotten credit for them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more being done. So if people want to see what the value of being a member here, being a value of being this part of this community, this is directly affecting your practice. And our industry partners see that. Mm-hmm. They see that we're on the front edge of writing guidelines and then leading those guidelines into how that's represented with our billing and reimbursements, and how the society as a whole sees what we do in practice. The second thing is that starting at the beginning of this next year, we're going to be, hey Joanna, come on in. Yeah, we're filming. Come on in. So starting next year, we're going to be starting a learning management system that's built into our website. It's a whole new module that we're putting in place. It's going to have a indexed set of videos and written documents member-only privilege, right?
Yeah.
This is an access for members, including CME.
Yeah.
And so for those people who can't attend the meeting or need something in addition to the meeting, this is going to be a bank of resources that's going to be available to people anytime you need it. I've had a lot of conversations with people at this meeting. I don't do chronic pain, but there's a lot of practice management things that people in chronic pain need.
Totally.
How to run an office, how to do your coding, what forms to fill out, how to advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
And we're going to be putting all that content in the learning management system to have available for members in the society.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of work being done behind the scenes.
That's amazing, Raj. And you covered a lot of big points there. Obviously, you sit on the board, so you kind of know all the work that's being done kind of behind the scenes. It's a very underappreciated thing that a lot of, especially the work that's being done on advocacy front, helping. This really helps not only our physicians get access and our clinicians get access, but at the end, it's helping our patients. The work that's being done on advocacy sometimes doesn't get recognized. I feel like it doesn't lead to a publication, doesn't really lead to those things, and it's a lot of underappreciated work. And clearly, Azra is at the forefront of doing that. So obviously, it's that's something that should definitely be highlighted, and definitely I appreciate that. So.
Jarna, you want to talk about the meeting a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Jarna Shah. I am the Fellowship Director over at the University of Arkansas in Little Rock. The meeting's been fun. It's been busy. It's been lively. I was at a really good talk this morning talking about challenging neuromodulation cases and it was just a panel of people talking about some of their most difficult cases. At one point, one of the panelists was asking the group, do you have any ideas? I don't know what to do. And it was for some great discussion. It's been really fantastic so far.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And
I was going to say that's awesome. I think having a session like having challenging cases, and we had a fellow session where we were highlighting. We always see bread and butter stuff, but it's always the rare complications and rare things that happen where the learning really happens. So yeah.
There's just a wealth and trove of knowledge that is present at Azra every year, and it's nice to be able to see different facets of it and unlock it and just engage in conversation with these brilliant people and learn something from them.
this is Sandy Kopp.
Your president.
She's our treasurer and future president for the society. Just talking to the microphone. So we were just talking about the meeting and how much of a success it's been. And you and I are both acute pain regional people, so this is not necessarily our world. But the people at this meeting are always still friends and family to us.
Oh, for sure.
Tell me what it's been for you.
No, it's great to see people. I mean, it's people that I don't see all the time, like Ryan, even though I work with them.
Yes.
No, it's fantastic. There's a lot of energy. It's a great meeting.
Yeah.
A lot of young people here with their research and their posters, and I moderated a session. It's so fun to watch them get all excited about their topics.
It makes me excited for the future. I know there's been pitfalls and struggles, but when I see the energy in residents and trainees of fellows and they're presenting their science, there's no lack of enthusiasm there. The field's strong, the society's strong, and we've got a lot of runway ahead of us. So, there's a lot of room for growth and opportunity and innovation. There's a lot of people doing some really creative stuff,
Exactly.
so it's fun to see.
It is very fun to see.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
I interrupted.
No, you're fine. So, anyway, the point I was trying to make is make sure you get emails, right? Because these are the contacts. So you talk about asking the audience, what do I do? You can email these people, right? And they'll answer. They will answer you. They'll talk to you after the fact. Here you go.
All right, we have Dr. Kobrova, Eva Kobrova.
Come on in a little bit.
All right, so
Hi.
So you are currently a fellow at Mayo Jacksonville. You are at the Planning Chairs Institution. How that must be amazing. I know I certainly had the opportunity to work with Dr. Hunt as a resident with her, and I still view her as a mentor, and I still look up to her. It must feel amazing to have that as one of your attendings that you get to see regularly. Tell us a little bit about that, and also tell us about your conference experience so far.
That's a great question. Yeah, Dr. Han is a great mentor. I've known her for a while since actually when she was still a resident. I was just a research trainee. We met and we had dinner, and she was a super sponsor and mentor to me. So I was just something I really appreciated since I've known her.
Yeah.
And now working with her in the fellowship is a great experience too. She's just a leader in so many ways, and now leading this meeting, which has been so far amazing experience for me. Attended a lot of good lectures today. I love how some of the new things have been, part of the meeting, like the lifestyle medicine curriculum or lifestyle medicine panel. That was super well attended, and I enjoyed it so much. People had really good questions. Like there was so much interest in this field that we don't really talk about too much. So that was just kind of a refreshing experience that and thanks to Dr. Han that she brought it in. It was just a great idea.
So you do a lot of, obviously you mentioned research, right? And that's one of the things that we really need in chronic pain medicine, original research. There's a ton of review papers and stuff, which I admire review papers, but in terms of moving the needle, advancing the field, a lot of original research. Tell us a little bit about some of the original research you have been involved with, because you've done a lot of different things. You've done stem cell stuff, you have done neuromodulation. A lot of it has led to a lot of good, changes in the field. You've also been involved in guidelines too. So tell us a little bit about that and kind of your experience has been with that.
So research was kind of my start, how to get into pain medicine. I originally wanted to do PM&R, and I didn't know that much about pain medicine because I am originally from Europe, and that's where I did my medical training. So I knew all about PM&R, but didn't get too much exposure to pain medicine. So when I started my research, it was in kind of regenerative medicine, so it was a really brisk start into something that's translational or almost basic science research, but really kind of eye-opening part of the pain medicine journey. So today there was actually a session about regenerative medicine too that was super helpful in talking about all that translation from bench to our clinical world. I think in musculoskeletal medicine we do have some research studies that are, showing, for example, for like knee osteoarthritis, things like that. We have a lot of studies, robust evidence for using that for these conditions. But in pain medicine, we still have kind of a room to work with in terms of implementing clinical trials and maybe showing some more clinical evidence for utilizing that into and practice that we do. So that would be something of interest to me, kind of going forward to maybe work on some studies with.
I think your sounds like the next step for you is to kind of go for a physician, scientist kind of track.
That's what I'm thinking right now. You never know. I know it's a hard track. I know from you.
It's fun. It's rewarding. I'll tell you that much. So
I know from Dr. Han. Yes, but I have a lot of questions to ask you actually about all that.
Absolutely. I'm more than happy to. It's my pleasure. So awesome. Let's shift gears here to Crystal here, Dr. Joseph. Perfect. So you've been involved with the Residents and Fellows Committee extensively. Tell us a little bit about some of the work and some of the things that you guys have accomplished this past year and what the future holds for you guys.
So I think some of the things that we've been doing actually this year include doing interviews for chronic pain applicants to get a better sense of different programs, as well as for the acute pain side as well. So we've been working on having a interview library actually, and we're currently working on that. RAFTA is partnering with ASRA RFC. December 5th will be an event, and we're going to be talking about regional anesthesia during that time.
The camera's right there. Sorry? We'll interview you, but just kind of come over. Go ahead. Sorry.
No worries. So I think those are two of our initiatives that we're working on currently. Of course, we're always doing the Quiz Bowl every meeting. That's something new that we started last year, which is great. It's a great, fun way to test out knowledge. We're going to actually do that tomorrow at 2:15 p.m. So for those who want to come and test your knowledge, it'll be a good way, nice collegial, fun.
I love
way to
that
learn.
You guys are having the Quiz Bowl. It makes it very interactive. It makes it fun. You kind of, I'm a big fan of gamification of learning activities because a lecture is fine, and I get it. Lecture is a traditional way to go about things.
Right.
but gamifying learning makes it fun and actually helps retention of knowledge too. So that's awesome. I'm happy that you're doing that, Dr. Joseph.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna shift our gears here. So go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Tina. I'm a nurse at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester.
My name is Heather. I'm also a nurse at Mayo Clinic in Rochester.
Perfect. I'm so happy that both of you are here. This really made my conference, to be honest with you. Obviously, I work with you guys every day in clinic. Our jobs would just not be possible with both of you. The other thing is that we've been trying to get ASRA to be inclusive, not only of physicians, but also of APPs, our nursing team, really to capture the comprehensive aspect of pain. And not only just pain APPs and pain nurses, but also psychologists, neurologists, neurosurgeons. We want it to be a very inclusive society. This is your first time here at ASRA. Tell us your experience so far. What have you looked most forward to? What have you guys done so far at the conference, and what you have gained at this conference?
I think when we did the track today, multiple talks. Heather and I tried to divide up a little bit so we could take the information back, because we do have to do a presentation to the nurses. It's been really exciting to hear the different presentations and how other practices do things. I have to be honest, a little disheartened with the whole Medicare thing.
Absolutely.
That was a big talk today, and we've struggled with that.
Absolutely.
But we're not the only ones. Everybody's in that same situation. Just getting out to network and meet multiple reps and seeing people that don't necessarily service our area, but meeting other people, meeting other colleagues, and kind of networking that way as well.
Yeah, to echo what Tina said, I think there's a lot of room for us to support our whole team in patient advocacy from what I'm hearing from these talks, and hearing about the evidence-based practice for many of our procedures, I think will help to make a more cohesive support for our patients. So I think it's really good to be here and learn about it.
And both of your answers and responses have really highlighted the theme of this meeting, which is advocacy, and it's some of the things we don't want to hear, right? We don't want to hear that Medicare is cutting reimbursement. We don't want to hear that insurance is declining coverage of indications where we have level 1 evidence supporting it. So it's good that we have kind of a comprehensive team kind of visioning that and kind of supporting that kind of common vision. And obviously ASRA is at the forefront of doing that stuff. So perfect. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I think we'll wrap up with that now. I just want to thank you, Ryan, for helping me co-host this.
Yes.
This is really, as you've heard through all the different people that have been up here, this meeting is deep. It's got a lot of content, a lot of science, a lot of practical things. It spans the whole breadth of chronic pain.
Yes.
And actually, with a lot of new innovation, new therapies, new opportunities for people. I can't stress enough to those people who haven't had an opportunity to be at one of these meetings, both the spring meeting and the fall meeting for different audiences, you should come.
Absolutely.
There's nothing quite the same as being here and meeting serendipitously people in the hallways and in the lecture halls, and then seeing these speakers and going to these workshops. There's nothing the same as that.
Yeah, nothing replaces that.
But what I want people to understand is that this society is advocating for its members, advocating for the specialty on every front. Education, science, innovation, industry relationships, advocacy, the whole gambit. And so it's a strong society. We're looking forward to people being part of it, contributing to it, learning from it, and hopefully helping it grow into the future.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Raj.
It's been a great meeting. Thank you, everybody. Hope you can make it. If you want to follow us on social media, #ASRAFall24, and you can follow all the action that's going on at the meeting. Thanks.